Story time. Today has been a particularly challenging day, not in the sense that you would expect, but just the fact that sometimes you think things are going to go your way and then they don't. As we get older in life, or as we embark on this journey of growing old, which none of us can avoid, sometimes you do get worried about how well you have done, especially when you advance in age and you're up there in your 40s and 50s. I suppose that's a place where most of us, or most people that I've heard, my friends and family, say that that's where they kind of, the light comes on for them. Not so much like you existed in the world without knowing what you're doing, but the fact that you have lived more life than you have left to live. And I'm saying that to say that sometimes you cruise through life not thinking, not wallowing too much about what's happening, but sometimes it's good to pause and just look around. I'm almost 50. I only have 3 months and I get to my 50th birthday. And I was just analyzing my life and wondering what I would have done better or what I'm proud of at this point in my life. I do have some things that I've done well, and I'm so grateful to God that I feel that way. I feel like I have raised 3 boys. They seem to be doing well. They're amazing kids, and it's wonderful to see your children following a path that you know could lead them to greatness. Financially, not so much. I feel I would have been in a better place than I am right now. I am not overly concerned by the fact that I'm still working on, and it looks like I will work a little bit longer than I would have wanted to work. But it is what it is. Sometimes life just does that to you. And my advice at this point to the 20s and 30s, save up. Build on that retirement. It comes faster than you could blink. If you had told me in my 30s and 20s that I would be here now and not feeling like I have enough for retirement, I would have just looked at you in the face and thought you were crazy. But I remember a lady that I worked with, I think she could have been in her 50s at the time. I was in my late 20s, early 30s. And I worked for a company that matched your 401k back in the States. The max match was 6%. She was maxing it out at 6%, and I was doing 2%, and I thought I was doing really well. I feel like financially, you should be in a place where you can feel comfortable to give and not sweat. I'm grateful that I'm here now to share some of this advice or some of these bits of information that I've collected over the years. Number 1, reflect. Have some time to reflect on what you're doing, where you're going, where you're coming from, and what's your plan. When you have that reflective moment where you pause and kind of look around to see where you are, it gives you a perspective of where you're trying to go. And that's good because now you can be able to identify your strengths, you can be able to identify your weaknesses, find opportunities, find threats that would hinder you from doing what you're supposed to do. In business, they call it the SWOT analysis. Every single one of us should be having a SWOT analysis of their life. Do it every couple of years, every 5 years. Just find out where you're headed. What strengths have you picked from this year to next year? What opportunities do you have from one year to the next? What opportunities do you have even from just your family life, your financial life, your spiritual life? What have you learned that can propel you to the next level? Same as weaknesses. What are the things that I can shed from my life in this year that I don't bring them to the next year? Or what are some of the things that I can work on? Identify your weaknesses and also work on them if you can. If you don't feel like they're things that would serve you, even if you were to put your effort into them, drop them and move on lightly to the next step or to the next year or to the next decade, whatever that looks like for you. But identifying your weaknesses just as much as you identify your strengths, it's good for you because now you know what you need to stop doing or what you need to continue doing or what you need to start doing to get you to the next level. What opportunities could you have now that you're a bit older, now that you've got more money in the bank, now that you got more intelligence in you? What could you do better? Identify the opportunities of which skills have you acquired that you can take them to the next level. The same thing as the threats. What are some of the things that I don't care to do and I'm not good at doing them and I don't want to do them? Those are the things you can identify and leave them behind as well, so that when you step to the next level, you're stepping to a place where you know you're ready to win. If there are things that you can do, have you identified somebody who can help you to do them? If it's a company, have you identified how you can outsource, how you can delegate, or how you can just delete them completely from your strategic plan? Be clear about your dream. My dream is to achieve an MBA or to go get a degree or to have financial freedom. How does that look like for you? What are some of the things that you will need to do to get you to that place? Start doing them now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't procrastinate. I promise you, life moves fast. I remember graduating high school like I remember yesterday, and now I'll be 50 in 3 months. So when I tell you life moves fast, believe me, it does. Don't think that you're 20 or 30 and time will wait for you. Please get on it. Now is the time to do it. You better do the heavy lifting in your front end of your ears than doing it at the back end of your ears. It's much tougher. You got brain fog, you got menopause issues to deal with. So if the sooner you do it, the better for you. Get support, get mentors, people that can help you, people that are clapping for you, people that can hold your hand and pull you up. We have to learn from somebody. We are not the original people of this life. There are people who've been through what we've been through. So there's no sense in us going and making the same mistakes that those other people made when we can just learn from them and avoid the mistakes. They say we learn from mistakes, but they don't all have to be ours. So find some mentors. We live in a world where we have internet. You can find mentors in books. You can find mentors in the internet, and you can follow them and step by step, follow their strategy and get the same goals that they got, if not better. Don't hold yourself back, or don't just put yourself in a box and saying, I don't have somebody who can help me, because you're looking at the physical person who can help you, somebody that you can go have coffee with, or your sister, or your brother, or somebody. The internet is there. The library is there. Social media is there. You can use it for those kinds of things. Finding a mentor and then identifying that they have the same goals as you have, the same values as you have, and you start following them and following their strategy. And as you're getting mentored, learn continuously. Open your mind to learning. Pray that God helps you to understand these things. Open your heart. Give yourself permission to learn. It's okay to learn from younger people. It's okay to be mentored by a 20-year-old. It's fine. They know things that we might not know. And to embrace that is to embrace change, which is wonderful. So allow yourself to unlearn what you've learned, the things that you don't work for you, and then learn the new skill or the new mindset that people are adopting that's getting them successful, and then continuously relearn, continue to practice, continue to move forward, continue to work on it. And before you know it, you'll be an expert in it. While you're learning, also allow yourself compassion. Don't be too hard on yourself. This life is already hard as it is. Please don't beat yourself down. If you can learn a skill or you can learn something, find somebody who can help you do it. Outsource, delegate, or delete it completely from your existence if you must. But don't stress yourself. Give yourself compassion. Allow yourself self-care. Relax, breathe, do yoga, do whatever you do. Take a walk outside in nature. Don't put yourself in a stressful moment trying to learn new things. It will only stress you. It will only make it worse, and that's not the point. The point is we're trying to reinvent ourselves and pull out the biggest version and the better version of ourselves that we know is inside of us. Develop a routine. What do you want to start doing in the morning, the first thing you wake up? What do you do after breakfast? What do you do after dinner? What do you do before you go to bed? Develop a routine. Start the routines. There's an amazing book called The Atomic Habit. I know it's all over the place. You can find it on the internet, or you can find clips of stacking habits. What do? You can be walking while listening to a podcast. You can be driving while listening to a podcast or watching. And as you do it all, be still. The Bible says, be still and know that I am God. Wait for the for the hand of God to move sometimes. We can get so caught up in chasing after this and chasing after that that we don't even stop. As much as we say we want to be compassionate to ourselves and we want to relax, it gets tougher to do that. But if you practice being still, holding still, taking time and just saying, I'm not doing anything today, I'm just going to listen to myself and let my body rest, it is okay. It is okay. Imagine your highest self as you're doing this. Imagine your highest self. What is the best of the best of the best versions of yourself? That's the version that God sees, the best of the best. When I say that, it reminds me of Gideon. Gideon was a little guy over there thrashing wheat, but when God called him, he said, mighty man of valor, meaning that he had seen that he was going to be mighty. He had seen that wonderful and amazing version of who he would become. So it's good to see the biggest version of ourselves, how God sees us, or how God wants us to really live our lives. They also say, dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have. Visualize yourself as being that great person. Visualize yourself as being that epitome of who you know yourself to be. And as we're doing all of this, let's be flexible. We don't want to constrict ourselves in one activity or in one way of thinking or in one mindset, because that's just the way we are. It doesn't work that way. Be flexible, move with the times, especially like I'm preaching to myself as far as this YouTube channel is concerned. I know it's a marathon. It's not easy. There are days that I wake up and I'm so excited to record. And then there's some days I'm like, oh my goodness, why am I doing this? I have to stay flexible, understanding that it's going to take me some days that I'm good, I can do it well, and there's some days that I'm going to have to push myself to do it. So be malleable, but I embrace them because they are part of the journey. I embrace them. It's a marathon. There's some kilometers that I'll be faster than others, and I'm okay with it. And I'm embracing it as I move through this journey. And above all, celebrate wins, small or big. Celebrate your wins. You can't just sit there and expect that when you hit, like for me, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, that's when I'll jump for joy. No, I'm jumping for joy every single day. I celebrate the little stuff. Even when I gain 1 or 2 subscribers, I still appreciate it. And I'm like, thank you. At least I got one more than I did yesterday or than I had yesterday. And it's a good feeling when you put yourself in that gratitude space where you're appreciative of everything. It really moves you and it pumps up your energy. Even when I record a video, especially when I'm in that low state and I feel like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do today? And then an idea comes and I sit around and I sit back and I record it. For me, it's an accomplishment because I sat and I commanded myself to do a thing that I would know I was supposed to do. And that's a win for me. Somebody who's trying to lose weight. You went to work, they had donuts laid out, you did not take one. It's a win. The scale didn't change, but at least you controlled yourself that far. Somebody is trying to pay down debt. You went to the supermarket and you bought the things that you said you're going to buy. You bought the 5 things, not the 20 things that we normally come out with. It's a win. So anything that you do that is a step towards your final goal, it's definitely a win and must be celebrated. So get up and do what you have to do. And I'm hoping this video has some tips that you can start to get yourself to that next level. Years from now, you'll either be proud of yourself or you'll be pissed at yourself. You decide. My prayer is that you get proud of yourself, that you're very proud of yourself, that you're willing to share with the world, you're willing to share with the entire masses, just to show them where you've been. Let people ask you how you did it. And you'll have a chance to sit them down and tell them how long this journey was, how long it took, how many times you fell and you got up, how many times you wanted to cry, how many times you still picked up that camera and still recorded. That's me preaching to myself. I want to get to a place where people will be asking me, how did you do it? And I'm hoping to stay consistent up until that end. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this content, check out this other video up here where I talk about why you should start your YouTube channel, especially if you're over the age of 40. And I'll see you on the next one.